Hey, hey, hey. What's up? What's up? What's up? Hope you guys are doing well. It's your favorite prescribing pharmacist, Dr. DeLon Canterbury here. We are coming at you live here in Minnesota. Yeah, so we are in the central time zone this time around, and we are at the 40th Aging Life Care Association conference here in Minneapolis. So, first time in the beautiful city, the Twin Cities. And it's a little nippy out here, but it has been a phenomenal conference. So it's awesome to be here, and even more better to be around amazing practitioners in aging care, geriatric care management, and building more strategic partnerships with the Aging Life Care Association. So, welcome back. Welcome back. What's up? We are here tuning in live. It's been a jam packed day with our opening keynote speaker from Dr. Joseph Gaugler, who is from our Institute on Aging, one of the directors and part of the amazing geriatric workforce enhancement program here in Minnesota. But he kicked us off today with an amazing update for the uh, well, uh, clinical therapies and management of those who may be dealing with Alzheimer's or dementia, and working with folks to continue the care continuum, the care continuum in dementia management, and using those interdisciplinary models, using those collaborative approaches, and bridging some of those gaps. So it's been great. It's been amazing. I mean, it's really cool to see the care managers and practitioners that we have helped, across the country virtually, and then they see them in person, and then get little updates on how the clients are doing, or how a prescribing pharmacist can be a value add to your business and to your arsenal as a care management group. So it has been gangbusters. The amount of reception and love that I have felt has been contagious, man. So I'm so thrilled and excited to see, where this new partnership goes. But I can't lie, it's been overwhelmingly positive so far. So, apart from seeing, special care managers I know, like Malika Moore from DC, Angela Thomas, Carla Payne, and some on the West Coast that we've done some partnerships with, and even some new friends we've made out in Texas. I cannot emphasize how crucial care managers and aging life care professionals are for the geriatric space, right? Not only are they navigating care and quarterbacking some of the guardianship issues, some of the family dynamics, but also the care planning, the financial fiduciary work, to estate planning, to advanced care planning for those with dementia. You name it, a care manager or aging life care professional. I will notice that there is a difference in the terms, but they go to bat so hard for their clients and their families, and they have this intrinsic sense of altruism that I find a lot of us as geriatric pharmacists and aging advocates adorn. So being here has been refreshing, just getting an idea of what their day-to-day problems may be with business operations, or maybe even concerns that they may have. And I'm here to help solve where the medications may be an issue. So, of course, I'm back with the usual troublemaker tag, causing up some good old trouble. Um, but I'm fucking just that. This is our very first nationals with ALCA. So I'm really curious to see where I want to go in either becoming a corporate sponsor with ALCA, or simply remaining a member at large, and seeing if we can still help people in a way that we've been doing thus far. So, with all that being said, today was our first full jam-packed day. So after we kicked off our meeting with an Alzheimer's update with Dr. Gaugler, who, congrats to him and his institute for having an amazing grant around dementia care management, and from the Administration of Community Living. We segued into learning more about what the aging landscape is entailing. Like, what are the concerns on the horizon for care managers? What are some ways we can collaborate? Of course. And then additionally, talking about diversity and inclusion in aging and managing patients who may identify as queer or LGBT. And how are you managing that and how are you preparing for that within your business practices? Uh, Despite that, um, it's all been just fun. Like, the speakers have been dynamic. People here are chill. There isn't really much ego, and I sense a huge spirit of camaraderie amongst different chapters, different, board of directors and exhibitors, all the same, with the aligned mission of helping people and helping people age gracefully with enough tools and support to do so without breaking the bank. And so, as you all know, one of our key, value adds is identifying polypharmacy, identifying prescribing cascades, and working as a part of their care team to create these personalized de-prescribing plans that they can now take to their doctors or their caregivers, or even guardians, and make sure, of course, that it aligns with their patient-centric goals, and see about, of course, having your own concierge pharmacist add to that value and reducing harm and side effects and you name it. And it wasn't just me talking about de-prescribing trust. Like, our keynote was heavy on really assessing the need for certain antipsychotics used, and we see it time and time again in memory care management or dementia facilities. We don't have always the adequate staffing and training to equip people to really have a clue on how to best manage these type of patients, and it's not always met with a pill. Oftentimes it's an unmet need that has been ignored or not addressed, and so patients are distraught, or there may be a change in environment, or could be just not even eating the right food could be enough to trigger someone. So learning how the landscape is shifting more to see the underappreciated caregiver and the care manager, of course, who fills these gaps. It's changing slowly but surely, but we start seeing more of these clinicians referring to these care management practices, and now seeing that, hey, there is someone in your community who could do this navigation. So you, the sandwich generation caregiver, isn't scheduling all these appointments or trying to figure out how to get mom from here and there and you're in another state, because transition of care is difficult, and care and just getting people to appointments, having someone to sit in and advocate or even ask the right questions on like goals of therapy, making sure that what we're doing clinically is aligning with the person's personal goals. All of these things are constantly being vetted. And so that's where, again, the power of having a concierge pharmacist as part of your team can really drive home that extra attention to detail and care that I know care managers have. So again, this has just been straight phenomenal. The people here, just from newer businesses to older businesses, all have that same sense of urgency for a paradigm shift in overprescribing. None of us want people on all these beds. Most of us are trying to find ways to get people off, and I'm all for finding ways to help them do that. So one of the key tips I tend to always emphasize is, what are we doing to bring about more pharmacogenomics, more genetic testing for people in these populations, dealing with movement disorders, dealing with, of course, antidepressant, anxiety, etc., psychotic issues. Uh, there needs to be, of course, common conversations. And I'll be surprised, a good bit of people were familiar with what a gene site panel meant or what pharmacogenomics meant. And so it wasn't a huge surprise. It's just, how do we get it covered and who can help consult for it? And some people, you have crickets. Some people are like, oh, yeah, we do it all the time. So it just depends on what part of the country you're in or what health systems you may see. But again, as always, I am the only pharmacist in the room. So I have to give a huge shout out to Dr. Gogler and his emphasis on working with geriatricians and working with geriatric pharmacists, people trained in this space, to identify the overuse of these high risk meds. So he gave a lot of love in his keynote presentation today. So I got to give him some love back. But even so, as unexpected as that was this morning, it was cool to again sense the aha moment of just, damn, we got to change this. So these things don't happen overnight, right? I'll tell you, 2 years ago I had no clue what a geriatric care manager was, or an aging life care professional. I didn't even know about this association until I started getting in between the weeds and seeing that I've been getting a lot of patients that come from people who are in this space. And so as a concierge pharmacist, you don't always know what's going to be the next, part of your business. But this has been monumental in scaling geriatrics to where it's becoming. So I'll just put the word out now. If you are a geriatric pharmacist, if you have a passion for deprescribing, if you have some pharmacogenomics training, if you also play in the world of some functional medicine or integrative medicine or holistic care, I highly encourage you slide a DM or message to me, as I imagine this becoming the next big thing in our hiring process with geriatrics. So very, very excited for this booming caseload where we have, and especially just being in the room over the past 24 hours. I mean, I'm gonna need some help. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna need some help. So if you haven't at least considered our Deprescribing Accelerator, we do give you some basic training around some of those concepts. But we cover the gamut of deprescribing for dementia, opioid deprescribing, pharmacogenomics, understanding tools and risk assessments for finding those problematic meds, or high risk meds, or inappropriate meds. You get some of that training from, of course, being a geriatric pharmacist. But again, it doesn't have to start and end with me or another one of us. It's a team effort. It's a team effort. And so this is why I'm so proud of our current cohort. We've got 5 amazing people. We got a nurse, a geriatrician, and 3 pharmacists who are putting in the work and now bringing deprescribing into their own communities, into their own practices all across the U.S., from New York to the West Coast. So we are actually about 2 or 3 more weeks away from completing our 5th cohort of our Deprescribing Accelerator. So again, super proud of them. Check out the application link in my profile if you're curious about that. Again, it's a 15-hour year-long CE training program, and it allows CMEs for nurses, social workers, pharmacists, PAs, NPs, and of course medical doctors or physicians. So anyone can take this course. But despite that, really, I'm here to show that we all need a pharmacist. Like, it doesn't have to be this esoteric hope. If you go to a health system, or of course, me, I'm always going to steer you to your mom and pop independent pharmacists who are holding it down for community pharmacy. Always recommend them if we can, especially when it comes to those better patient care services like your blister packaging or 90-day fills or adherence measures that they look for in improving that. So anyway, despite all that, the energy is palpable. The energy is palpable. Tomorrow, we've got an opening session on, Lewy Body's dementia. They've had amazing exhibitors here. I've seen the Dementia Society of America. What else have I seen? Of course, we got Payada, we got The Key, we've got home care assistants, we've got seniors helping seniors. We also have, let's take a look. Got the little manual raw chair, People, Passion, and Purpose, Transforming the Aging Life Care Association. Viva Links, a new telehealth caregiving platform. But anyway, let me try to share what's going on tomorrow. All right, so tomorrow, I'm leaving on Saturday, so I won't be able to Stay the whole event. I get to miss Prince's tour. Prince's home is here in Minnesota. This is his hometown. So the Paisley Mansion, I'm going to unfortunately miss that. But for mañana, we got, let's see, a great one. We have a breakout session on caring for aging adults that would have disabled children. Don't have a clue about that. So that's something I'm curious about. We've got Lewy body's dementia, communication styles. Let's see. We've got people discussing social isolation and loneliness, um, mediation, elder care attorney panel, and then let's see. We have succession planning. So that's, I think, more intended to help people scale and pass off their businesses. Yeah, but nonetheless, a lot of things I am learning more about, and again, representing what geriatric pharmacists continue to do. And it's been a blast. It's been a blast. So, guys, there's a need. There's a huge need. There's I don't know what else to say. There's just a huge need, and so when there's a need, there's business. When there's business, there's more lives we can touch. When you got more lives to touch, hey, the more your business grows. But not to mention that, the more relationships you get to make, and ultimately, the goal is having a substantial impact to save the way we approach care. So, getting the chance to sit down and have some amazing dinners and steaks or whatever with other fellow like-minded business owners who generally don't have a concierge pharmacist at the helm of their practice or part of their practice. We make the perfect add-on for care managers. It's like the perfect marriage. It really is, and hence why I'm here. Hence why I'm here to help more people. I'm here to help partner with more folks, but also show you that, a lot of us think everything has to be dependent on our medical system. Look, I don't bill insurance, okay? Do I think, that makes my life easier? Hell no. Hell no. I didn't want to be a part of the problem or system, excuse me, the matrix we call it. But way easier for me to charge a flat fee or a retainer or annual subscription versus trying to figure out how many people I have to see to get reimbursed between $40 or $200. I don't want to do that. Where now I see if an intervention we make on our MedRec or just even a quality of life change is just way more invaluable than the reimbursement. So again, I do not have it all figured out. I do know what's working, and I do know there are different ways to get creative with these care models. And one thing I appreciate is that I can do this essentially virtually anywhere and essentially at any time, and in a way that I feel can drive a bit more of that long-term value that I feel some of us pharmacists feel we may have lost in the profession, right? And it's not all doom and gloom. There's a lot of amazing stuff tons of pharmacists are continuing to do. I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here to show, again, that there are different approaches to get the same beautiful end result. So that's what I'm doing. So we'll be here in Central Time Zone until Saturday. So it is our first full day of this amazing conference. Again, this is the Aging Life Care Association. They do have a directory, so some people, haven't been in this space and realizing that this is even a whole thing, a profession. They ask me, do you have people to help with caregiving services or in-home needs? And not all care managers are per se caregivers. There are people that are going in and helping around the house and, helping to watch them bathe ADLs and IADLs. Those are caregivers. care managers, some businesses do just the care management piece, which is more the planning, the strategic mapping, the quarterbacking, and follow-up and monitoring, which I feel in a way is what clinicians do. Frankly, it is do it through their intervention. Um, Whereas, so there's people who do the caregiving, and there are people who do the actual planning and coordinating of such caregiving. That's what care managers are. And guess what? They're, for the most part, private pay. These are not covered billable entities. Majority of these businesses are for profit and are here to help people in such enormous ways. And they do it in a way that's, frankly, on an hourly basis, billed more than your average pharmacist. So, you know, you can't tell me this is not impossible. It's absolutely possible. It's absolutely doable. And again, partnerships are what are making this work. But the people I talk to, for the most part, they love the idea. They have not had a pharmacist as a part of their practice. Some have referred to one or two people, and most of them are not still around. So why not standardize that for all of them? And that's, again, our goal. But also, I feel the vision that I think we have to get a bit creative of what we can offer to people, um, especially in this kind of niche market. So anyway, that's my rant there. But I love aging life care professionals. Again, this conference is my first one, but the initial impression and love has been overwhelming in a great way, in a very good way. So I'm excited to see again where this leads. Yeah, and it's not, and this is how I know that this deep prescribing stuff doesn't have to be done in a silo. Of course, yes, we're going to want our providers buy-in and trust and approval of set plans. But a good bit of these practices, these management, these owners, these businesses, they are already advocating for less meds. It don't take rocket science to say we need to be on less meds. These people are already trying to fight for that for their patients. Sometimes upon intake, sometimes they have a clinical background and they know the meds a bit more and are able to really question, all right, when can we stop this? When can we stop this? So they're already kind of on the right track. So why not have people again who can push that even further, right? With your geri psych nurses who are trained in deep prescribing, your doctors trained in deep prescribing, or of course your PA or pharmacist. Again, it could be anyone who has that advocacy, passion, and training. So the fact that remains that if all these businesses, and at least for the most part, some are deep prescribing in some essence. If they're doing this without a pharmacist, can you imagine how much more we could do if we do it together? So again, whole new model, whole new way of providing this type of care. But I'm excited, and the reception we've even got from our initial surveys for businesses interested in working with us is overwhelmingly a yes. So I can't wait to see what this does for the country, to be honest with you, for the country and the world. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. But I'm just here hanging out. Chapters are wrapping up their regional meetings. So I'm hanging out in the lobby. And then in a little bit, about 20, 30 minutes, everyone's going to break out to their dinner. So they have chosen about, 8 different restaurants that they're going to RSVP and essentially let people kind of divvy up and go about their own way. But I'm super excited because where we're going tonight is called Owamni. It's a newer Native American cuisine style restaurant, really getting a lot of praise. It's won a James Beard Award, and you guys know I love my food, so I'm super excited to try authentic Native American food, which I can't say I've ever had. So that's going to be a treat. So we'll have dinner with about 10, 12 different, ALCA professionals over dinner and just catch up and share more about how to support. So this has been a tremendous blessing. And I just want to give the gentle reminder that uh, a lot of where I am today has been compounded consistency and just being loud and proud about this mission, about my grandmother, about what we see in our lines of work as clinicians, what we see in our own health system, what we see in our own families and loved ones, and personal anecdotes where people have to advocate and beat the drum of why are we doing this, and ultimately reduce how preventable medication harm can take place. So if I didn't talk about this crap, I wouldn't be here. If I didn't put myself out there and blindly just do what was in my heart, I don't think I would be here. I don't think that it would resonate. And it's not just me. There are so many other dope geriatric pharmacists, again, doing stuff like this. So it's by all means to show that your traditional pharmacist is no longer the standard definition. We're just such a mixed breed now. There's so much more we have to offer. So that being said, man, it's exciting times I'm in and we're in, and hopefully, not even a hopefully, it will happen. I plan on, put it into existence, but I'll likely keynote this event. Or if it's not a regional meeting, it'll be the nationals next year, which will be in Boston. But if you are someone who is dealing with, your parents and you're trying to navigate their care from afar, or even, trying to take off work to make appointments, or just need a companion, or maybe help getting them to and fro, and sometimes your family can't always do it, check out ALCA, ALCH, Aging Life Care Association. Check out their directory. They have a listserv where you can check out what the practices offer, what their services are. They can do a lot. They work with tons of younger adults, sometimes children, people that have gone through, who have strokes and they're going through rehab. They have the pulse on where placement should be, or where some facilities may have strengths or weaknesses, and they are fully aligned to what the patient's needs and personal goals are. So you can't really think of a better way, because honestly, you go to some of these facilities, their mission is to just sell you something, and you're not going to always know what to ask in the moment, or if you're in the midst of a crisis for caring for a loved one or a family member. So if you have the means to plan for it in advance, you may as well check out what care managers can do for you, and the peace of mind they can offer for people. So that's my TED Talk. I think my group might be here to Murray Steakhouse. No, it's not it. But anyway, it's grateful to be here. It's time for us all to choose the red pill. Okay, it's time for us all to choose the red pill. Choose Deprescribing. Choose the other option that doesn't put people in the hospital unnecessarily. Okay. Um, and that's what I'm here to help people do. So if you're interested in learning more, slide me a message or comment Deprescribe. We could talk more about how I can work with your practice or work with you if you need some support. Because we get tons of questions and referrals all the time about, can you check out this case? Something's going on. What do you feel? And we have every right to help people no matter where they are. So do it. Do it and get paid to do it. Yeah, it's my TED Talk. So it's a little chilly, but I can't complain. It's a great day to be alive. But yeah, let's see where the world goes with this. So Anyway, I'll be at Dementia Alter Dementia Summit next week. So for those who may not know, please check out the work of the Alter Summit, Alter ALTER, in Atlanta, hosted by the Alter Group and Dr. Farron Epps. Will be given a discussion and workshop on medication management around dementia and what that may mean. So make sure you are tuned in. Check out their Eventbrite. It's next week from the 25th to the 27th or 8th, I want to say, or 26th to the 28th. If you're right there, it's the House of Hope in Atlanta, Decatur. But we'll be talking about, of course, what meds to avoid when you may have dementia, and what to look out for, what some of the side effects might be. So we'll discuss further there. I'm just excited to be alive, man. I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of our cohort. I'm proud of us celebrating 5 years in business. Hey, 5 years of geriatrics. And I would be remiss not to thank you all for the outpouring of texts and love and support for my recent birthday this past week. So appreciate that. Thanks for rocking with geriatrics. Thanks for rocking with the red pill versus the blue pill here today. And thanks for rocking with me, the Deprescribing pharmacist, to get people again off all these damn meds. So you guys be easy. Go on and just start some good trouble. May as well. Do it for our boy John Lewis. Start some good trouble. And that's why I'm here, to start some trouble with this Deprescribing movement. All right, much love. Take it easy. And we'll see y'all next time.